How Brazilian singer Anitta made it in the United States? Anitta worked her way up from a childhood in Rio's slum areas to her current position at 27 as the country's most recognizable new talent. She has won a plethora of worldwide and domestic honors, and it's a rare week when her name isn't at the top of her country's charts. Because of this dedication, Anitta has worked with global icons such as Madonna, Balvin, Snoop Dogg, Diplo, and Brazilian classic Caetano Veloso. Her music has consistently topped the charts in Brazil and has gained popularity throughout Latin America, as well as areas of Europe, Asia, and Africa. She has had success in Italy this summer. Anitta's song Envolver has climbed to the top of the daily Spotify global chart. Her achievement marks the first time a Brazilian singer has topped the global chart, and Anitta is the first solo Latin female artist to reach the top spot. Nonetheless, despite the United States' growing acceptance of worldwide genres such as K-pop, Afrobeat, and reggaeton, Anitta has struggled to make a name for herself in the country. From Brazil to the world. Brazilian music has had an international impact. The nostalgic notes of bossa nova and the indelible grooves of samba have inspired generations of classical musicians, rock singers, and pop artists. Anitta's objective is to introduce the globe to Brazil's fresh offers. It's an appropriate ambition for an artist who describes herself as always being in the middle. My father's family is all black. My mother's family is all white. I'm in the middle, she explains. I was born in this neighborhood, which is not deep within a favela, but rather in its surroundings. What I always strive to do is listen. Brazil's favelas are informal, highly inhabited communities that operate relatively autonomously of the official municipalities that surround them. Many have been the focus of intense police pacification initiatives over the last decade, intrusions that have spilled blood and destroyed existing economic and social institutions. They're also at the center of musical invention and the funk music movement in Brazil, particularly in Rio de Janeiro. Funk is intrinsically political because of its content and origins. Brazilian conservatives have characterized it as a threat and a vocalization of the ongoing injustices of the class structure. Anitta, who's on the cusp of this culture, has been serving out her unique take on funk to the world for nearly a decade. I've traveled a lot to attempt to educate people about funk music and ghetto music, favela music from Brazil to other nations and other musicians, she says. For example, making funk music play in the Latin globe is difficult. As a result, I'm matching and switching cultures, people, and representatives. This entails collaborating with reggaeton performers such as Balvin, as well as American pop producers like Ryan Tedder and Norwegian team Stargate, to create a hybrid sound that merges rhythms and origins. I try to bring everyone together and educate everyone on the necessity of doing it, she stated. I conveyed to Balvin the significance of singing a favela funk music, which was the same as reggaeton from the Latin continent. Every country has its own set of modern rhythms. Anitta's goal is to uncover the common connections and host a musical melting pot. Me Gusta, her most recent single, is a wonderful example. It's interlaced with Rio favela funk and pagodo, the Bahia region's equivalent, with Latino reggaeton plus American pop radio. Cardi B and Mike Towers, a prominent Puerto Rican rapper, appear on the track. Even the music video pays homage to both Brazilian and pop heritage, shot on location in Salvador, Bahia, at the same location as Michael Jackson's 1995 video for They Don't Really Care About Us. It's a celebration of womanhood in many forms, with models of various identities and appearances dressed in Brazilian fashions. Me Gusta may have been a cultural appropriation minefield. In Brazil, as in the United States, concerns of race and appropriation are fraught. European colonization and forced African immigration have resulted in a mingling of ethnicities, with an often blatant chromatic hierarchy at work. Anitta has been chastised for the way that she wears her hair, the color of her complexion, and her dress choices, with some critics claiming that she uses historically black features in music videos, such as her hit Vai Malandra. These remarks have stayed with her. I'm always concerned about how I'm going to portray these people, and how I'm showing up if I'm a part of a mix, Anitta says now. She collaborates with a professional who supervises on-set decisions to avoid exploitation of black traditions. Me Gusta appears to have struck a chord. Anitta and her cohort of models and dancers are dressed in bright colors and dazzling cuts, evoking the vibe of a tropical, futuristic runway presentation. Speaking up for Brazil. Anitta has grown accustomed to the controversy, and not just because of her appearance. "My career was always a massive tsunami of criticism and prejudice," she explains, owing to her unique candor. "When I decided to be seductive, when I decided to tell everyone that I also like ladies, when I decided to tell everyone that I change boyfriends as frequently as I change outfits, I don't care," she says. "Yes, I've done a lot of plastic procedures, and if I have time, I can do more." People are constantly taken aback. But I'm curious, which do you prefer? Is it possible for me to get plastic surgery while pretending that I don't? Say that it was the weather that made me look better? As Anitta's fame has grown, so have the expectations placed on her to speak out more forcefully about politics in her nation. It's a position she's only lately taken on. After admitting to a general lack of knowledge about government, she embarked on a self-education program over the summer, sharing her findings on social media. She's now ready to criticize the populist, conservative Bolsonaro for allowing the Amazon to burn and for alleged corruption. "He tried to fight me on Twitter a few days ago." What? I thought. Are you genuinely concerned about a Twitter feud with me? You're the commander-in-chief. Go worry about something more important. Are you insane? Newfound progressive politics, a love for promoting her country's culture, and a great home fame should be a winning combination for international dominance. However, the US market, which remains the world's largest music consumption market and the home of success arbiters such as the Grammys, has remained elusive. Even juggernauts such as K-BTS's Pops and reggaeton's Balvin, with whom she frequently collaborates, have struggled to break through on terrestrial radio and mainstream charts. The issue originates from established record company interests, which favor English-speaking and domestic talent over international talents. The other wildcard is virality. Currently, about half of the top 10 Billboard songs have received big boosts from TikTok, a social video app popular among Gen Z. And while Anitta's dances should, and frequently do, translate readily to viral dance challenges, predicting which track will go viral is a risky business. Furthermore, we're still in the grip of a pandemic, which has closed down the nightlife venues where Anitta's type of hip-shaking dance music would normally thrive. However, the criterion of US success, which was considered the ultimate measure of worldwide stardom, appears to be a less important aim by the day. Brazil is the world's 10th largest music market, but it's also the fastest growing, trailed by other Latin American countries. Anitta already has 48.9 million Instagram followers, outnumbering chart-topping artists like The Weeknd, Megan Thee Stallion, and Billie Eilish, and more than doubling her hero Madonna. Brazil has the potential to be one of the world's largest countries, Anitta remarks, referring to the country's potential for influence. "We became accustomed to being exploited by the government, and we lost sight of how vital our culture is. That is why I'm attempting to return this back to the people. It's different the way we party, the way we have energy to receive and welcome people. Anitta has worked hard. She threw the party. The rest of the world will have to decide whether or not to join in." And with that being said, it's time to end our video. Are you a fan of Anitta? Let us know in the comments. Like this video and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. We'll see you in the next video.